There is a mug on your coffee table. It has been there for 3 days. Your cat has walked past it approximately 40 times without incident. And then, this morning, while making direct, unblinking eye contact with you, your cat walked up to that mug, extended one single paw, and pushed it off the edge. It hit the floor. You gasped. Your cat looked at the mug on the floor, looked back at you, and walked away. No remorse, no explanation, just consequences. Welcome to Evil Genius Cats, the only channel brave enough to tell you the truth about the small furry sociopath you have invited into your home and your heart, and apparently also your budget for replacement crockery. Let's begin where all great criminal investigations begin, with motive. You have probably been told that cats knock things off tables because they are curious, or because they are bored, or because the movement of a falling object triggers their prey drive. All of that is technically true, and all of it is also a spectacular understatement of what is actually happening. Cats are tactile investigators. Their paws are extraordinarily sensitive sensory instruments, packed with nerve endings that allow them to detect texture, temperature, movement, and resistance with remarkable precision. When a cat bats at an object, it is gathering information: weight, stability, how it responds to pressure. This is exactly what a predator does before committing to an attack. Your cat is not playing. Your cat is running a structural assessment on every object in your home. It is figuring out what is load-bearing and what is not. It is learning which items matter to you by watching your reaction when they fall. It is building a database. And you have been the primary data source this entire time. Because here is where it gets sinister. Cats are extraordinarily attentive to human emotional responses. Research into cat cognition consistently shows that domestic cats observe and respond to human facial expressions, body language, and vocal cues. They learn, over time, which of their behaviors produce the strongest reactions from their humans. And what produces a stronger reaction than anything else? Destruction of property, the sharp intake of breath, the lunge forward, the frantic check if it's broken scramble. Your cat has discovered that knocking specific objects off specific surfaces generates an immediate, reliable, high-intensity response from you. And that response is attention. Focused, undivided, dropped everything attention. Your cat has reverse-engineered your psychology through field testing. The mug wasn't an accident. The mug was a controlled experiment with a predetermined outcome. Now let's add the territorial layer, because there is always a territorial layer with cats. Cats are scent-driven animals who organize their world through a complex system of chemical communication. They possess scent glands in their cheeks, their foreheads, and their paw pads. When your cat walks across a surface and touches objects on it, it is not just exploring. It is processing and marking the territory. Every shelf, every table, every countertop is a boundary to be assessed and claimed. Objects that do not carry the cat's scent and that the cat did not place. There are, from the cat's perspective, unauthorized items in its territory. Knocking them off is not chaos, it is curation. Your cat is editing your home to reflect its preferences. The items it knocks off are the items it has assessed as both removable and provocative. It keeps the ones it likes. It eliminates the ones it doesn't. You are not the homeowner. You are the cat's interior design assistant, and you have been receiving feedback in the form of broken ceramics. If this video is making you look across the room at your cat with new and uncomfortable clarity, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and like the video while you still have the psychological autonomy to make your own decisions. Because we are about to get to the part where your cat is also doing this to you on a schedule. Because the table clearing behavior does not happen randomly. If you pay attention, and your cat is betting that you won't, you will notice that the knocking happens at specific, recurring moments. When you are on a phone call, when you sit down to eat, when you open your laptop, when you are deeply focused on literally anything that is not the cat. The triggering condition is always the same. Your attention has been redirected away from the cat and towards something else. The knock is not impulsive. It is a calculated interruption. Cats, who have spent years mapping your daily routine with the patience and precision of a professional surveillance operative, know exactly when your attention is most engaged elsewhere. And they deploy the table knock as an attention retrieval mechanism at that precise moment. Your cat has essentially installed a physical notification system in your home, and every object on every elevated surface is a potential alert. You just haven't figured out how to turn it off. Because you can't. Now let's talk about the wellness check, because it connects to the same fundamental logic. Cats will approach a sleeping human and press a paw against their face, near the nose and mouth, to verify breathing. Every cat owner who has experienced this has filed it under deeply touching moment. Here is what it actually is: a resource status check. Your cat is confirming that the food dispenser is still operational before committing to another night of sleep in the same territory. The paw on the face is the biological equivalent of a warehouse manager doing a morning inventory check. Is the primary resource still functional? Confirmed. Resume operations. You are not a beloved companion being tenderly watched over. You are an asset being audited. And the audit happens every single night, whether you consent to it or not. And what about the scent marking that goes alongside all of this? When your cat rubs its cheek against the corner of your table, the same table it just cleared of your belongings, it is not being affectionate with the furniture. It is claiming the surface. The cheek contains scent glands that deposit a chemical signature onto whatever they contact, communicating ownership to any other animal that might pass through.
I'm sorry, I really
The
need to
table
cut
is
this
now
short.
the cat's table.
Yes, right now.
The
I'll call
shelf
you back as
is
soon
the
as I
cat's
can.
shelf. The entire vertical and horizontal geography of your home has been chemically registered in the cat's name. Your belongings were on the cat's surfaces. They were removed
There
accordingly.
you are.
You
I
keep
was hoping
paying the
you'd come
mortgage
sit
on a
with me.
property that has already been transferred to a different owner through a legal process you cannot see or smell, but which is completely binding in cat law. Let us not forget the 3 a.m. dimension of all this, because the table knocking and the nighttime chaos are part of the
Pardon me.
same
I
operational
hope this
framework.
spot is all right for the book.
Cats are crepuscular, hardwired for peak activity at dawn and dusk, and they run territorial patrols through the night. During these patrols, objects get knocked, surfaces get walked, boundaries get remarked, and the crashing sound of something falling off a shelf at 2:47 a.m. serves the same function as the daytime knock. It tests your response time. It confirms you are still operational, and it keeps your sleep fragmented enough that your critical thinking remains just compromised enough to prevent you from ever fully connecting the dots. The sleep deprivation is not a side effect. It is a feature. A well-rested human is a human who might start asking questions. A sleep-deprived human buys the expensive food without reading the label and tells everyone their cat is their best friend. And finally, the slow blink. After your cat has knocked something off the table and watched you scramble for it, after it has reclaimed the surface